All right, so this Garrard LAB 80 is a rascal for sure. The new parts that I ordered, the new replacement idler wheel and the replacement platter bearings came today. And I was able to get this guy put back together and put the new parts on. And surprisingly, I figured out where to put 99% of the parts that were on the underneath of the underneath the board. We do have some spare parts, which concerns me, but we have some major problems before we figure out the little minor details like that. Okay, so there's the replacement idler wheel. That sits on this post, and when it's set at 33, it's fine. But then watch this, when I set it to 45, that lowers. And so what happens is the underside of that guy scrapes this bolt. This bolt goes to the housing for the motor, and we definitely need that to clear because it makes this awful grinding noise. Awful. So first thought is go to a hardware store, try and find some tiny washers about the size of those lock washers right there, and then put the washers on the underside of this, and then you've got the lock washer and then the nut, and then that should give us just enough clearance to where the bottom of that is not scraping on the top of this. So there's problem number one. It should be a simple fix, provided I can find washers that are that stinking small without having to order them from like Amazon or whatnot. The other problem is the auto feature does not work. So with these automatic turntables, the gears on the underside of the platter turn the gears of this cam gear. And what I'm finding out is on this turntable right here, it's not moving. This cam gear is not moving. So I am going to flip this rascal over right quick. Let's see if I can get it one-handed. One-handed, yeah. I was not able to do it one-handed. Had to set the phone down. But I've screwed up somewhere in here. So I'm going to take all this apart. I do have spare parts, a washer and 3 retaining clips. That came from under here somewhere. I have a sneaking suspicion that washer went between the cam gear and the underside of this deck, and that may be one of the reasons why that's not turning. It's just too much friction. But yeah, we're going to take this all apart and put it back together and see where Mikey messed up. But so far, the upside on this guy is my heavy-handedness hasn't broken any of the tone arm wires, so I don't have to rewire it yet. It is stripped down, and I will know where everything goes when I get this thing put back together. Man, on these turntables, when it rains, it pours, because I was all set to get this Garrard Zero. I had it sold. I was testing out the new replacement stylus for that Shure cartridge, and the auto feature just completely shat the bed on me. And one of the screws that holds, you see how much play there is on that? Yeah, one of the screws came out, and so luckily it's right there. But yeah, I need to take this apart and figure out why the auto feature's not working on this one either. So I was looking at sending that one out, but unfortunately I ended up canceling the order because there's no way I was going to be able to get that one fixed and shipped out, because it broke on me on Sunday. Today's Monday, and I needed to have shipped that out today, so that just wasn't happening. Anyways, turntables. Hey.